We've talked about in previous videos, big life changes. And there are some things that wills are definitely not going to work for. And a lot of these have to do with big life changes. So wills, it's important to realize the limitations of a will. I think a lot of people, when they think estate planning, they think of a last will and testament, and they kind of think of them as synonymous. But in reality, they're not. Wills are just one piece of an estate plan. They're not everything in an estate plan. And we have to make sure that when we look at estate planning, we have the overarching view and everything's working together. So there's two things that wills actually have zero impact on. Well, I'll make that three things. First is incapacity. If you're incapacitated, your will has nothing to do with that because your will only takes effect after you pass away. So wills don't have anything to do with incapacity. Incapacity documents are very important. After you pass away, wills don't have any impact on beneficiary designations or mutually owned property. So if you have a 401k and it lists your ex-spouse as the beneficiary, but your will lists your current spouse, that does not trump that beneficiary designation. So your ex-spouse is going to still get that 401k. So it is very important to make sure that your beneficiary designations are up to date and that they are consistent with your wishes that are listed in your will, because your will does not trump the 401k designation. The other thing is mutually owned property. So if you own real estate jointly with rights of survivorship, or if you add your child to your bank account and their name is now listed as an owner on your bank account, these two properties, these two assets are not going to enter into probate court. So your will have no impact on them either. So your bank account, it's going to go to that one child. And if you wanted it to be split equally amongst your other children, that one child would have to then gift it to their siblings, but they're under no obligation to do that. So it's definitely not an ideal situation, because even if they do decide to gift it, they have to file a 709 gift tax return. So definitely not ideal. Don't want to just assume that your child will do that, because let's face it, most wouldn't. But even if they do, it's kind of a pain in the rear end for them. So adding your child to a bank account, you have to know that that takes it out of the guidance of the will. And then real estate, if you own it jointly with rights of survivorship, that means that each of you own 100%, so that when you pass away, the other owner now owns 100%. So that is also not going to be impacted by your will. So it's really important to know what wills are good for and what they're not good for. In reality, wills are most important for naming guardians for minor children. And that is their most important, their most important job, in my opinion. So it's really important to note that estate planning, it's comprehensive. We need to make sure that there's all these different pieces and that they all work together and connect and talk to each other, and that there's not beneficiary designations of ex-spouses or anybody that you definitely do not want to be inheriting.